Hey guys, how you doing? Beep, 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 beep. I'm out here in our little small town, loving every single moment of it, with the trees, with the mountains, with the lake. I'm home, so let's bring you home, shall we? So I think on this episode, I think it'd be fun to talk about dating. Like, I get so many questions from a lot of my fans, male fans, about breakups, about dating older women, because that's what I kind of do on my TikTok, right? Is I give little helpful tips on why to date older women or how to. So let's start off by saying, are you single? Are you ready to find someone that you connect with, mingle? You know what I mean? Or are you with someone? You trying to keep that spark alive? You hanging on? Is it getting repetitive? Is it getting boring? Is it getting boring? I know that one. I know that one all too well. I also know the single life all too well. And I also know the breakup life all too well. So let's start off with some simple date ideas. Yeah? Yeah? For me, first and foremost, I love a good coffee date. I want someone to ask me out for coffee. Men have a totally different experience than I do when it comes to dating. Men tend to be the pursuers, right? You guys are the ones who have to initiate, who have to go up to the woman or the person that you're interested in and initiate conversation and try to figure out if they want to go hang out with you outside of this conversation. So how do you tell if a woman is actually into you? It's hard to say. When I'm into someone, I can talk from my own personal experience. When I'm into someone, I will either make it very known because I'm a little more straightforward. I would consider myself more of a dominant woman. I like to ask for what I want. But if I'm trying to play a little more, if I'm a little more apprehensive, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm just like into this right now. I kind of just like, I engage in the conversation. I make a lot of eye contact. I may touch your shoulder. I may compliment you a lot. I may, ask you questions about what do you do for fun? Kind of like hinting at like, maybe like if you ask me out right now, maybe this will happen. But it's hard to say, right? How will you know if someone's into you unless you just straight up ask them? I think that's the route I would recommend doing. Just be straightforward as possible. Straightforward. Be genuine about your intentions. Like, hey, for example, hey, I'm really interested in continuing this conversation. Would you like to go grab a coffee? If not today, maybe another day. And it's totally fine if you're not into this, leaving this conversation. I will completely respect that and not push you any farther. Like, to say that to a woman would be very comforting. The trust would probably be, solidified or built in some way if you were to say it like that. If you're being pushy and you can tell she's not into you, dude, back up. You're about to get shady dipped. You're about to get, I don't know. It's not gonna be good. Don't push someone when you're obviously making them uncomfortable. If they keep saying no to you, that's it. No is a no. No is an answer. No is a full blown answer, yo. So I recommend coffee dates initially. Would you like to go on a coffee date? Would you like to go for a walk? Something in the daytime around people, so the woman doesn't have to feel like isolated or afraid or like, what is he intending to do here? So like a morning coffee date, afternoon coffee date, walk on the beach if you live by the beach, in a place where there's a lot of people, a park where there's a lot of people around. I would say first and foremost that if you like to go to music stuff and it's maybe a second date, let's keep talking about first dates. Let's not get into second dates yet. We're not getting into second dates. Coffee, go for a walk. Those are your two options here. All right. That's your first date. That's number one. Let's go change up the environment for, tip number 2 here. So wait. Let's go over this again. So how can you tell a woman is into you? Either she'll just let you know. She may be making lots of eye contact. She may be asking you follow-up questions. She may be asking you, what do you do for fun? She may be touching you. She may be like touching your arm and like, like, oh my God, you're so great. Like, wow. Like, yeah, like, dude, whoa. Like, You might, like, you kind of make me nervous. You know, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that when I'm into someone, I make it very obvious. I'm like, yeah, like, we should probably hang out. Yeah, we should hang out. Let's do it. Let's go grab a coffee. I mean, but that's me. Maybe I'm a special case. I don't know. And then go for a coffee date or a walk in a public area, in a very crowded area. Boom. There you go. There's our first bit. And I'm going to go grab a coffee, go start writing my book here in a bit. And then we'll go to our second tip. Okay. Guys, I found this perfect little spot for tip number 2 for how to date, who to date, what to do on a date. So in the last little bit there, right before this, I recommended going on like a coffee date or like a walk, right, in a public place, so she feels safe, right? He or she feels safe. So I'm at like a little park. There's a park like right over here within like 10 feet, like 10, 20, 30 feet away, there's a park with lots of people. But I found this like really dope little spot on the lake, and it's a little more intimate, a little more secluded, but still close to people and things. So if things are going well on your date, right, on your coffee date, your walk, I'd recommend having like somewhere nearby that you could have a little bit more like intimacy together, like a little more private time. Something pretty, like a beautiful view. A beautiful view would be ideal. For me, it's right here on this lake, putting my feet in the water here. You know, if you guys are just sitting together, like finding a rock to sit on and just like talking some more. Maybe like holding hands, or maybe like a pet, like, would you mind if I kiss you on the cheek? I just want to give you a little kiss on the cheek right now. I feel like it would feel really good. But I think that's tip number 2. So if your date is going well, right, your coffee date, your walk date, I'd recommend finding like a cute little spot nearby. If you're in nature, great. If not, find a cute little like park nearby where you guys can like sit on a bench or sit on a rock, right? And then just have a little more intimate time. This is when you can start adding maybe hand holding, maybe even kissing if you want to go there. You don't necessarily have to go there on a first date. I'd recommend waiting. It's more fun to wait, because when you leave wanting more, you know, and then it gives you time to process like how you actually feel about that person, rather than just being in the moment and then it getting awkward. Because sometimes I've had first kisses on a first date and it was really awkward, and then there was no second date. But if you wait, you could get a second date, and there's probably more intrigue and more mystery there. I don't like playing games, but it's like a little bit of a game. It's a little bit of a fun thing that you could try. It's just waiting, being more patient. Anyway, so tip number 1, coffee date, go for a walk. Tip number 2, find a cool little spot that you guys can just have some intimate time between the two of you. Maybe some hand holding, maybe kissing if you feel, if you're both, you know, desiring that in that moment. So great. And I'm gonna end with this like beautiful view right here. So lucky. So lucky. Anyway, all right, tip number 3 coming your way soon. Love you guys. Guys, so I just spent a moment clearing up some stuff here at the cabin. Yes, the cabin is still being worked on. It's still here. Look at, I moved all this whole area here was just trash and just rocks. So now we just simply lined the rocks up like that, just make it a little more organized, put them around the trees. And I'm trying to get rid of all the little pieces of garbage, which is leading me to what I wanted to talk about for my next tip, which is if that date is going well, right? You know, that coffee date, that walk date turned into more of like an intimate setting, right? And now you guys are really getting along and you guys want to go back to one of each other's houses. If it's your house better be clean. There better be no garbage. Things better be freaking like tidied up, you know? Like, so before that date, I'd recommend cleaning your house. Clean that house of yours, please. Get it organized. Make your bed, make it comfortable for her. Don't have trash everywhere. Have the dishes cleaned. Have the place look intentional. If a woman walks into your house and it's in disarray and it's messy, you better believe she's gonna be thinking like, oh man, no, I'm gonna have to clean up after this guy. Like, no. Like, it's just not attractive. We'll make assumptions about who you are and how you are, which isn't fair to you, but we can't help it. So it's essential to have your place nice and clean. So before you go on that date, make sure your bed is made, all the trash is put away, and make sure that you have fun snacks for her, and also maybe some playful games, like something playful for you guys to do together that's innocent, that's gonna help her feel comfortable and safe in your space, all right? So thanks for listening. This was tip number 3, I believe, 3 or 4. So don't worry, 2 more tips coming your way. I hope these are helpful, and take one more look at the place here. Yeah, I did that. I'm lining the rocks everywhere. Look at that. 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 Looks good, right? Yeah, so intentional space.
She turns the butter of the modern day future.
Guys, about to get on my stand-up paddleboard again. But I just wanted to finish up. Well, no. I promised you 2 more tips. So, oh my God, I almost stepped on a lizard. Oh my God, that was so close. Okay, so tip number 4. So if you get lucky and you have your date at your house, right? And things are going well. So in my opinion, in my 35 years of living, communication is of the utmost importance when you have a lovely someone at your home. And where to go from there is entirely up to the both of you, right? And what that takes is an incredible amount of conversation about where to go from here. So, you know, a good question would be like, hey, so what are your boundaries? I see things are going well right now. I would, you know, I'm down to take things a step further. So what is your comfort zone right now? What are you feeling right now? And then begins the back and forth of communication between the two of you, to see where things can go, right? See where the night takes you, where the next morning may take you, where the next date could take you, but it's going to take an incredible amount of conversation, all right? An incredible amount of conversation. Don't be shy. Have respect for one another. Don't be shy to feel kind of silly. Like, don't be afraid to be stupid, like by asking too many questions. Because for me personally, when a guy is asking a lot of questions, it means he cares. It means he cares about me. He cares about my well-being and not overstepping any boundaries, and not, you know, don't be afraid to over ask what's going on. Like really. So it's communication for this next step. And don't be afraid to ask questions over and over again, honestly. Not too much. Obviously like if it's an excessive amount of questions, it can get a little repetitive and a little annoying, but just several times. Hey, are you sure this feels okay for you? Even during, if you guys are deciding to take things a little further, does this feel okay for you? Because it feels really good for me. Does this feel okay for you though? I want to make sure that you're having a good time. Maybe should we take a break? Should take a break, check in, talk, maybe go grab a snack, get some tea. Anything to make the both of you have a more connected, loving, respectful time. That's just my opinion. I hope this helps. I promised you 1 more tip after this. So I'm gonna go out on my paddleboard again. Look at oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Look, what a life. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up with 1 more after this. I love you guys, and I'll be back. Guys, all right. Oh my God, what? This was totally not intentional, but there is a bench right here, and it has all of these like little love. You know, people carve their, yeah, how fitting for this episode, right? I'm gonna sit on all these love. I'll sit on all this love right here. So guys, wow. How are we gonna end this? What's the last tip I should include for your dating endeavors? So Ooh, it's bright. So if you, God, it's so nice over here. If you are, now, this date has gone well, and you have a second date and a third date, and a fourth and a fifth, and you guys are just starting to see each other, right? It's important to take things slowly because it can take some time to, get to know someone. And sometimes it takes a little longer for someone to show their true colors. Look at this little spot. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And it takes some time for someone to show their true colors sometimes. So it's good to be patient with the person that you are developing a more serious relationship with, because you never know what little things may come up, right? But I want to commend you for getting out there and trying to find love and participating in your life and wanting to find a partner that is like that is your person. I think that's a goal for like most humans, is to find your person. And what is that noise? Oh my God, there's so many fish eating right now. This is so beautiful. It's so fun. I get distracted. So I hope you get out there, take some chances, make mistakes, get a little messy while you're at it, and find your person. Because once you find that person, that your best friend, right, that you can just be yourself with and they can be themselves with you fully, I swear that is when you can like truly grow as a person, like to your fullest potential, when you have like another person there with you. That's just my thoughts and opinions about dating, about love. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything else about dating that you'd want to know in the comment section. I love talking about dating and giving advice or just answering questions, you know? So I love you very much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. There'll be more coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do the whole thing. Go check out my other platforms, VibeWithMommy. And I love you very much. And at the end of the day, you still have the most important person in your life. And you know who that is? You! All right, guys. Love you. See you soon.